Hello and welcome to this presentation where we will discuss our research into understanding how course design impacts online distance learners' experiences. My name is Hannah John and I am a Learning Innovation Officer Team Lead within the Learning Innovation Support Unit.
Hi, I'm John Kerr, Assistant Director for Digital Education, Learning Innovation and Support, located within Information Services. I am delighted to be sharing our research insights with you to provide you with meaningful ways on how this research can impact your learning and teaching.
In this presentation, we will explain the importance of research into course design, explore elements of the ABC Learning Design Framework, discuss the data we collected, and share the key findings from our research. From the start, our LTDF-funded research was focused on answering two main research questions that would contribute to the enhancement of learning and teaching across the university by producing evidence-based guidance for course design. These guiding questions were: how does learning design influence learner experience and skills development? And what motivates learners to engage and complete MOOCs? By utilizing the explanatory sequential mixed methods design approach, we examined 8 MOOCs and discovered key areas of course design that impact the experience of learners that we will share later on in this video. But first, let's discuss the ABC Learning Design and how we utilize it at the University of Glasgow.
Since 2014, Glasgow has deployed the ABC Learning Design Framework when approaching the design element for our massive open online courses, MOOCs, micro-credentials and other online offerings. What started as a 90-minute in-person workshop has since been developed by Glasgow into a digitised version, allowing for a tailored and flexible approach to be undertaken when creating online or blended courses, or indeed transitioning face-to-face courses to online. This has further been developed into a time allocation spreadsheet which captures the course detail and generates a visual representation of the learning types you are presenting to your learners. And it also delivers you with a weekly and course overview dashboard, which can be easily shared with course and programme leads. This framework not only supports rapid development of MOOCs and online short courses, but also allows non-subject matter experts such as learning technologists and media production experts the room to confidently contribute to the design process. Using our 10 years of MOOC data as a lens to analyse successful course design and content sequencing, we present empirical evidence on how learning types can be successfully deployed in course design and course design sequencing.
Our research approach was comprised of 3 phases. The first phase involved reviewing the secondary quantitative data, which helped set reliable and meaningful thresholds for course identification and selection. The quantitative data we collected included video watch-through rates, course and assessment completion analytics, technical feedback, learner satisfaction reports, and other course metrics. The second phase consisted of collecting and analyzing the secondary qualitative data to contextualize and enrich the quantitative data. The qualitative data we collected included pre-course surveys, exit surveys, end-of-course surveys, comment sections, and other learner feedback channels. In the third phase of the explanatory sequential design, we utilized data categories created through strategic triangulation to analyze the quantitative and qualitative data, providing commonalities for data integration and context for data interpretation. In the end, our key findings fell into one of 2 categories. The first category relates to the effective utilization of individual learning types, or selectively grouped learning types, and their impact on online course design. The first key finding had to do with the quality and duration of videos. Based on the research results and existing research on video-based engagement, videos that are under 5 minutes in duration, with a clear and concise message, moderate to high production quality, and complete transcripts contribute to the optimal learner experience. Videos delivered under this guidance are received by learners as accessible forms of media in a digestible size, resulting in higher percentages of watch-through rates and increased engagement with video-based acquisition steps. The second key finding was distribution of step types under the acquisition learning type. When creating online course content, focused on the acquisition learning type, it is strongly recommended to blend mediums such as video lectures, podcasts, or articles in a meaningful way. Having these options available to learners prevents single medium fatigue, extends flexibility, and improves the instructor-learner relationship. The next key finding was the link between the structure of discussion steps and course engagement. Fostering an online community for learners can be challenging given the nature of asynchronous education, but the inclusion of purpose-driven discussion learning type steps can provide opportunities for learners to engage with peers and educators while applying their knowledge from the course. The data from this research confirms that having structured discussion steps increases overall comment engagement, including peer-to-peer, when utilized consistently within a course. The next key finding involved effective writing guidance for student exploration. The key to appropriately utilizing the investigation learning type is providing effective guidance that does more than provide a single resource to explore. Rather, it provides a method and a reason to explore. By including guidance that assists in a problem-solving activity, learners are more likely to produce accurate and relevant solutions. Next, we have the balancing assessment and feedback opportunities on short courses key finding. Research suggests that placing assessment opportunities throughout a course not only helps learners achieve the designated ILOs, but also provides a source of motivation for learners to complete the course. When learners can see their improvement in their understanding or skills, or receive helpful feedback to improve their performance, they are more likely to finish the course. The next key finding has to do with the appropriate utilization of e-learning tools and plugins. Based on the results of the research, appropriate utilization of e-learning tools and plugins can be achieved by ensuring that the e-learning tool has been rigorously tested within the intended platform, aligns with the course ILOs, and is always paired with guidance. Finally, in the second category, we discuss our last key finding, which looks at the impact of frequency and sequencing of the learning types. The results from this section highlight that even when individual learning types are deployed correctly, leveraging the coherent frequency that allows for practice, discussion, and knowledge acquisitions to be symbiotic often returns a cohesive learner journey and can mitigate against any gaps that may exist between one concept and the next. Furthermore, case studies into the ABC learning design method have noted that a holistic approach where the relationship between learning types is leveraged produced effective overarching assessments and identified learning technologies that could be integrated across several learning types. On the screen, we have an example of a course that, at first glance, has successfully deployed individual learning types. However, our research into understanding the pedagogical impacts of learning types reveals that successful online course design relies on harnessing the synergies that exist between multiple learning types, and not just the successful implementation of individual learning types. For example, when we take a closer look at this course, we see it underperforming in several areas that impact the overall learner experience. Now, here is a course that shares some similarities, with two main distinctions: the frequency of learning types aligning with course ILOs, and the strategic sequencing of learning types around building up to an assessment. When examined through the lens of the ABC Learning Design Framework, the research findings offer valuable evidence-based explanations as to why and how the implementation of effective learning design can significantly impact the online experience of learners. It is clear from this research that effective learning design and design sequencing contribute to increased learner participation, motivation, and overall course satisfaction. By using this research as a guide, colleagues can confidently develop their online material to ensure a well-balanced and structured learning experience for their online learner.
These research findings can have a big impact on how staff design their online content. We hope it will allow staff to closely examine their design sequencing, and of course, the Learning Innovation Support Unit are available to meet and support staff where necessary. Our next steps are to use the key findings and build these out on our SharePoint site to help increase discoverability. Moreover, we plan to support staff offering content mapping sessions for anyone engaged in online activity.